Warriors dominated the game late. That much you know. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant scoring or assisting on the Dubs' final 25 points over the last 10 minutes of this game. So, Legs, are here at the touchscreen. Break it down for us. How was that Warriors offense able to rely so heavily on two guys that even the Cavs knew were going to get the basketball?
Well, this is sort of an anatomy of what happens when you don't do things perfectly against a team with this much firepower. Golden State had 7 threes in transition only in this game. It's hard to get transition points, much less 21 on threes. And here's what happens if you don't play perfect transition defense. And they get a pretty decent shot here. Kyrie operates one-on-one. It's a big point in the game, up 4. Now, when this rebound comes off, they actually have really good balance because there's 4 defenders back and you've got 4 Warriors. So you should be able to talk this through and make sure you're matched up. Now, here's what it should look like. Andre Iguodala right here is going to make this cut. Well, basically right now, Kyle Korver should go with him. LeBron has Ball. Kyrie Irving then will be matched up with Durant when the ball comes. Ooh. And when Klay runs here, then J.R. Smith goes with Klay. And if you do those things, you're 4-on-4, you're matched up. But take a look what happens with J.R. Smith. For some reason, when the ball comes to Kevin Durant, J.R. just decides he's going to go rogue, and now you've got 2 guys on the basketball. Well, then obviously it's an easy decision for Kevin Durant to hit Klay Thompson. But the way that they make you pay when you make a little mistake like this is unbelievable, because now this goes from a 4-point game to a 1-point game at an absolutely critical time in the game, where if you just matched up and had balance against them, then maybe you make them play a half-court possession. You get a stop right there. You got a better chance to win. But any mistake you make against this team, Ryan, especially in the open floor, they're going to make you pay in a big way because they're going to hit threes.
There are things that happen in the course of the game, right? You don't talk, you lose somebody. They do it all the time. They're comically bad at this. They're the worst transition defense team in the regular season, and it's even worse and more exposed here. You've got that play where JR goes rogue, as you say. There was a play earlier in the game where Durant's on LeBron, and LeBron's the shooter, so the other perimeter player has to realize as a shooter, the rule is I get deep. Kyrie Irving hadn't even gotten to the offensive play yet, and he let Durant run by him, and Durant finishes, and LeBron turns open-handed to Kyrie going, what are we doing here? It happens so many times in the 3 games that we've seen.
We see that from Kyrie, though. We see it on switches. We see it on pick and roll. There's an effort level that maybe isn't
Transition,
there.
Though, is just simple, like, I'm the deepest, so let me get back. Like,
the irony is after that play, we didn't run all the way through it. After the ball goes in, J.R. Smith turns to LeBron and goes, come on.
I love when this team does
Wait
that.
a second. What are you talking about? It was just your decision, independent of the rest of your team, to lead to that 3-pointer. But sometimes you don't take accountability.
Kind of a, what'd you do? All right, let's
like the quarterback, nose out.
Just 7 cut. All right, let's get to a Cleveland stat that certainly mattered last night. Cavs, their own worst enemy, 2 of 10 on uncontested 3-pointers. That's tied for the Cavs' worst performance this postseason. Warriors, on the other hand, uncontested threes, 9 for 14. So back here at the touchscreen with Legs, with Ryan. Legs, show us now. That's the stat. Show it how it translated. Why were there such issues for Cleveland?
Yeah, so that was a defensive breakdown, and this is just, I think, a poor decision offensively. A lot of people are going to say, hey, man, they got a good look from a great shooter in the corner. You're right. I would have liked to have that shot, but I think they had a better opportunity earlier in the possession, and here's what I'm talking about. Right here, take a look at Draymond Green's feet. So the way Draymond Green's feet right here are, he's dictating to LeBron James that this is the angle to take, and that's the angle he should take to his strong hand against a guy with 5 fouls, and the only rim protector is Kevin Durant, who's long, but if LeBron gets into his body, he's going to be at the rim, probably at the foul line, chance to extend the lead right here. Instead, he makes the decision to go back to the middle. Now, once he goes here, is the right decision to pass to Kyle Korver? Yeah, because there's 3 defenders to that side. He should have gone to the right. Now, the one thing I'll say about Kyle Korver right here, Steph Curry, you see he's getting screened. Well, the only place he can get out of there is to the baseline. Well, Kyle Korver actually drifts to where Curry goes. So what Kyle Korver should have done is relocate into this area. There's no way that Steph Curry is going around this screen to recover here. And now you really get an uncontested shot instead of what you end up with, which is a pretty decent contest by Steph Curry in the corner. And maybe that extra few feet is enough for a guy as good as Kyle Korver at making shots to knock that down and potentially make this a series if that ball goes in.
It's a guy in Korver shoots better than 40% from 3, even higher from the corners. But Ryan, still, LeBron getting crushed for that play.
Now, when Legs is breaking this down, it makes me rethink what it was, because it's really 2 separate decisions. The first decision, as Draymond's feet are there, and the way the Cleveland Smalls actually had the advantage against the smaller Golden State lineup, like that is a drive there on that side, especially with the 5 fouls. Although at that point of the game, I don't know that Draymond's even worried about it. But then, as he goes to the strong side, and there's so much going on over there. I mean, there's 3 other bodies he has to worry about. I had no problem with the pass out to Korver. I'd ask you, though, how many times have we seen an offense where if you don't stay glued to where you're supposed to be as the kick out, we see the pass go, and then everybody
stands.
Right. So I know it's LeBron. So if Korver doesn't go to the corner, is that an issue where we see a pass that goes out of bounds?
I think with LeBron's case, he's going to be good enough to be able to read that last second that he's kind of drifting out of the corner.
True, it is LeBron.
You know, it's a drill you work on in practice a lot of times where you float depending on where the dribbler is coming. And I just thought by going deeper to the corner, he made a shorter distance for Curry to recover. And look, Kyle Korver can make that shot, obviously.
Sure.
But it was a pretty decent contest. And I think if he floats the other direction, even a few feet, it's uncontested. Like Curry doesn't even get a hand up. And look, it's Kyle Korver, one of the best three-point shooters the league's ever seen. Maybe he makes that shot, and again, they go up 5 right there. Instead, you know what happened after that. Durant walks into a 3, and that's the gut punch of the night.
Directly coming off of that play. Here's another stat that matters. Irving and James combining for 77 points, the most by a duo in a loss in NBA Finals history. Ryan Russillo, Tim Legler, thank you very much. Tony.